If you've been having a problem burning fat and keep it off, I'm going to show you the 3 things that you must fix if you want to turn your body from a fat storage to a fat burning machine. In this video, I'm going to show you the key to activating your fat burning system. You see, many people falsely believe that weight gain and weight loss are all about calories in, calories out, exercise, and willpower. However, modern obesity research disagrees. Instead, scientists are increasingly proving that hormones, or better yet, hormonal imbalances, are the reason for your uncontrollable weight gain and your inability to get that weight off and keep it off for good. Today, I will give you the facts that will allow you to transform your body from a fat storage to a fat burning system. Trust me when I tell you this will be the most important video series that you will watch on the topic of reducing fat and optimizing your health. Here's the problem. So many of us think that because we are eating a diet with healthy fruits, vegetables, and low fat, that we are actually eating in a way that's healthy enough to allow us to burn fat, when in fact, that is just not true. Especially if you have a condition called insulin resistance. You see, the normal healthy diets that we eat are the main reason for obesity, diabetes, and other chronic metabolic diseases. I want to establish some scientific fundamentals required for burning fat, getting toned, and becoming healthy. And towards the end of this video, I'm going to actually give you a bonus fundamental that is going to be key to making sure that you do the least amount of work possible, but get the maximum benefits that you can get. First and foremost, you have to get the correct information. This is the #1 reason why people cannot establish and accomplish their healthy weight goals. So before we get started with any dietary regimen or workout routine, I must make sure that you are getting the correct information. The second fundamental property for weight gain and getting healthy is an accountability partner or a support group. Here's something that you probably already know. Losing weight can be challenging, even with a simple weight loss and exercise plan. In a 6-month study published by the Journal of Consulting and Clinical Psychology, 66% of dieters with a social support system were able to lose the weight and keep it off, while just 24% of those without a social support system were not able to lose the weight, much less maintain it. One of the easiest ways to create this support system is to incorporate your friends. Use apps like Facebook or Instagram or your love partner. Get together and support each other so that you both can accomplish the goals that you want to achieve. And if you don't have that, this is definitely why a Black Men's Health is here to provide you with an accountability partner and your personal support group. If you're having trouble getting moving and staying motivated, just click the link down inside my description section and join my free 5-day Get Moving and Get Motivating challenge. After coaching hundreds of clients, I've learned that my most successful students were the ones that started with small steps and they also had a support system. Okay, let's get back to it. Number 3, your diet. Listen, your diet is 100% important. It's not just about what you eat, it's also about the times that you eat, how often you eat, and how much that you eat. It doesn't matter how good the food is, if you eat too much or too little, you're going to have negative results when it comes to trying to burn fat, build muscle, get toned, and getting healthy. Number 4, stress management. Managing stress is excellent for your mental health and your mental well-being. Still, stress also produces hormones inside the body like adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine, and excess amounts of these chemicals inside your body will definitely negatively affect your cardiovascular, your nervous, and your metabolic systems. All these things getting out of whack is going to definitely derail any type of fat loss goals that you're trying to achieve. Number 5, creating an active lifestyle that does not mean that you have to become a marathon runner or a CrossFit champion or lift weights like a bodybuilder. But if you do sit down for 6 to 8 hours a day, you have to create consistent periods of intentional activity. This is not just being busy around the office or around the house. We have to add a certain amount of intentionality to it so that we are signaling to our body that we are serious about reaching these goals. Number 6, rest and recovery. Here's a fact. 90% of your growth happens not during your fitness regimen, but during the rest and recovery stages. So good sleep is essential. Now, stay tuned to the end of the video where I'm going to give you the 7 scientifically proven fundamental key to helping you being able to burn that fat, keep it off, and live a healthy lifestyle. Okay, before we can get to the science of burning fat, let's rule out a couple conditions. So if you have a problem with your thyroid, such as hyper or hypothyroid conditions, okay, let me back it up real quick. If you don't know, the thyroid gland is a butterfly-shaped organ located at the base of your neck, and it's vital to regulating a lot of body functions such as breathing, your heart rate, your central and your peripheral nervous system, your body weight, and muscular strength. So you can see why if you have a problem with your thyroid, pretty much everything is going to be out of whack. Another problem that you want to make sure that you don't have is anything that involves your endocrine system. Your endocrine system is your body's hormonal system, and it's a network of glands in your body that make sure that the hormones can speak to your cells and your organs effectively. The hormones of the endocrine system also affects multiple body functions such as your metabolism. Once again, the way that we break down raw nutrients like food and then convert them into energy. Your hormonal system also affects growth and development, emotions and your moods, fertility and sexual functions, sleep, and blood pressure. The best way to figure out if you are having problems with your hormonal system is to make sure that you consult your endocrinologist. Do not try to self-diagnose these things on yourself. Now, with all of that out the way, let's get to burning some fat. Remember what I said earlier. The number one thing that you need to have when it comes to being able to burn fat and keep it off is making sure that you have the correct information. And that is the most valuable thing that you need when it comes to accomplishing your goals. Understanding your hormones, getting the right information. This is going to be the game changer, and this is what this video is pretty much all about. Okay, let's start talking about one of the things that I think is the most important hormone to focus on when it comes to losing weight is insulin. Insulin has many different functions inside your body, and every cell inside your body has insulin receptors. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to show how insulin affects how you gain and lose weight. You see, insulin is like your body's fat storage hormones. And here's the fact, your body cannot store fat without insulin being inside your blood. Another fact, if you have elevated levels of insulin inside your blood, you will also not be able to burn fat. So this is what happens with insulin when you eat. Insulin rises at different levels depending on what times that you eat. This helps us to keep sugar from getting into the bloodstream. Now, it's important to understand that insulin has different functions and different responses to the 5 macronutrients, which is water, fiber, protein, fats, and carbohydrates. And when we eat carbohydrate, insulin goes up a whole lot, and it peaks very quickly, and then it drops over time. Now, when we eat protein, it does not spike as high, maybe about halfway, and then it drops down pretty sharply. But when we eat healthy fats, such as saturated fats, there is almost no insulin response. See, this is going to be important when you start making the different food choices that you're going to want to eat. So what is supposed to happen after we eat is your blood sugar starts to rise, and then insulin comes in to disperse of the sugar into your cells when it comes time to use it for energy later. Now, this is what's supposed to happen if your metabolic systems are functioning normally. If you are insulin resistant, on the other hand, this is not going to be the case. So insulin resistance is what we call when your cells are rejecting insulin that's inside your body because you've been putting out too much over time. The relationship between carbohydrates, your blood sugar, and insulin is the #1 reason why normally healthy foods are going to be toxic to you in your weight loss goals and can lead to things, of course, like diabetes, prediabetes, and type 2 diabetes. Now let's get into some science, or biology if you want to call that. You see, most people understand that you can't have a can of soda because it's probably not going to be good to you if you're trying to lose weight. But if you are insulin resistant, 1 cup of brown rice is just as bad or worse than that same can of soda. You can have 1 cup of brown rice, which is equivalent to 45 grams of carbohydrates, which is equal to 9 teaspoons of sugar. And 1 12-ounce Coke has only 39 grams of carbohydrates in it. So you can easily do the math, and this is how it works. When carbohydrates are metabolized, they are turned into a form of sugar called glucose. So when we eat the brown rice, it's equivalent to 9 teaspoons of sugar. It's insulin's job to make sure that the sugar from the food that we eat does not get into your bloodstream. When insulin is not working properly, the pancreas puts out more and more insulin. Now, the average person that is insulin resistant has 5 to 7 times more insulin than normal. And when insulin is high in your body, you will store more fat, and it will become harder and harder and harder, if not impossible, to burn that fat off and then keep it off. So if we don't fix the insulin resistance first, you are not going to be able to lose weight, and all of the diet and exercises that you're trying to do will end up being a total waste of time. I'm going to have another video inside this series that's going to explain to you how long did it take to reverse insulin resistance and a 7-point checklist so that you can check to see if you are insulin resistant. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel and hit the notification button so you can get notified when I upload informative videos just like this to help you reach your goals. The next hormone I want to talk about that can keep you from burning fat is cortisol. Cortisol is a hormone that is released at times of stress. Cortisol has many important functions inside the body. It is known as the stress hormone, and cortisol can impact your weight, your sleep, your mood, and your energy levels, and of course much more. But those are the kind of important ones that we want to focus on as it comes to helping you to burn fat and keep it off. Balancing cortisol levels is essential for optimal health. One of the things that you need to know is that the stressors that can negatively affect your cortisol levels can be physical and mental in nature. So if you're dealing with a lot of stressful issues in life without stress management, you're going to have an increase inside your cortisol levels. So if you add the wrong kind of strenuous exercises on top of this, will make the problem worse. In addition, if you add a lack of good quality sleep, it's going to exacerbate the problem even worse. And this will lead to uncontrollable weight gain, muscle loss, and chronic fatigue, even if you are eating a good diet. Cortisol is very important, so I'm going to actually add another video to this playlist and get a good, healthy hormonal balance so that you can reach your fitness goals, and on top of that, some of the other goals that too much stress and cortisol inside your life is going to be stopping you from reaching. The last weight management hormone that I want to talk about, well, at least the last one in this video, is the hormone called leptin and the condition called leptin resistance. Leptin is a hormone that is produced by your body's fat cells. It is often referred to as the satiety hormone or the starvation hormone. Leptin interacts with areas of your brain that control hunger and your eating behaviors. In a healthy person, leptin levels are what regulates your body energy stores. So what happens as the stomach fills up, the fat cells eventually send out leptin signals to your brain saying that, hey, we are full now. It also has many other functions that regulate fertility, immunity, and brain functions. However, for the purpose of this video, leptin's main role in long-term regulation of energy includes the number of calories that you eat and burn, as well as how much fat you store inside your body. The main function of leptin is to send signals telling your brain how much fat is stored inside your body's fat cells. Now, when there's a problem between the fat cell and its ability to communicate to the brain that, hey, I'm no longer hungry, and the signals shut down or doesn't get through, this is a condition called leptin resistance. Remember, one of leptin's job is to tell your brain to use the body fat stores for energy. Leptin resistance occurs when the hypothalamic cells inside the brain stop recognizing the leptin signals. The brain does not perceive that there's enough food coming in and reads this as starvation. If this happens to you, your brain is going to turn on all the hunger signals that it can to make up for this falsely perceived lack of food. Now, because of this, everything that you eat is going to go into fat storage without being used for energy. This is going to make the problem even worse. You're just going to keep gaining and gaining weight. For people that are leptin resistant, man, you might find yourself looking at food and gaining weight. And if you are experiencing this is definitely something that you want to try to get under control. See, here's another fact. Here's the truth. When it comes to weight loss, see, we've got it all wrong. My mission is to provide you with the correct information to achieve your weight loss goals with the truth. And here's a fact. Weight gain is a symptom, not the cause of your health problems. You see, we have to get healthy first before we can lose weight. Not lose the weight and then try to get healthy. This comes with understanding the important role that hormones play inside your body's metabolism and weight regulating systems. So if you find yourself not being able to lose weight, even though you're trying a lot of different diets and you're doing a lot of exercising, you probably have weight loss resistance. And this is going to come from the different hormonal resistances that your body has developed from years of not good eating habits. And it's not your lack of willpower or the lack of desire that you want to change. It's just because you don't have the right information. So how do you know if you have leptin resistance? If you answer yes to more than one of these, I suggest that you ask your doctor or your local physician to see if you have leptin resistance. But one of the things that you can potentially check for on your own is, number one, if you have difficulty losing weight. Number two, when you go on a diet, can you drop some pounds but still look flabby? Three, do you hold on to weight in your midsection no matter how much you try to lose it? Do you have a problem dropping weight and keeping it off? Four, do you find yourself being consistently hungry even after you finish eating? Five, do you crave sugary foods and get hangry if you do not get your sugary fix? That used to be me right there. And do you find yourself being stressed out a lot over a little of nothing? Once again, a lot of these issues between leptin, cortisol, and insulin problems, they have overlapping signals to let you know that something is wrong. But once again, before you start self-diagnosing and self-treating yourself because you exhibit a lot of these symptoms in insulin and leptin resistance, it's always best to consult your doctor or a physician. Until then, I have created 3 separate videos to help you naturally reverse insulin resistance, and high leptin resistance. Just click the link in the playlist in the description section below, and if they're not there, make sure that you subscribe to this channel so when the videos are uploaded, you can be the first to get it. So as you have learned inside this video, the science of weight loss is not as simple as how much exercise you do or how many calories that you cut. Gaining weight and not being able to take it off are symptoms of other problems. My goal is to shift the way that you look at weight loss from a superficial observation to a mindset that gets you to the root of the problem. And the problem is your hormones and getting your hormonal system back to working at optimal levels. Remember, you don't lose weight and become healthy. You become healthy and then you lose weight and you're able to keep the weight off. Let's go back to the #1 foundation of burning fat, and that's making sure that you get and implement the correct information. Sure, diet and exercise are important, but managing stress, having a support group, getting good sleep, and as promised, I'm going to add another principle to help you drop this body fat and transform into the way that you want to look and feel. That #7 one is you got to have the habits that align to the results that you're looking for. But this is one thing that I want you to remember. It's going to be very difficult for you to burn fat unless you fix these 3 metabolic conditions. That's insulin resistance, your cortisol levels, and your leptin levels. Listen, once we have exercise routines and ways of eating that helps us bring these levels back to normal or even optimize, you're going to find that being able to lose weight and keep it off is that much easier. And if you stick here with a Black Men's Health, I'm going to show you how to do all of that from a way that even you can do. All right, I'll see you in the next video.